Get out of the seat right now. You are being removed from this flight.
I am not getting off. What are you doing? Stop pushing me.
They told her to get out of first class. They told her to move, to hush, to make herself smaller so the cabin could feel bigger. They were wrong. By landing, the world would learn she belonged more than anyone else on that plane, because the sky itself had her name on it. This is the story of Dr. Amara Cole, and the day humiliation met gravity. The jet bridge breathes like a slow machine. Wheels thump, suitcases hiss. The perfume of recycled air and coffee, a hush over the carpet. Amara steps in, elegant, rested, unbothered, one hand on her mother Zoe's elbow. Their seats are separated, 1A and 17C. Amara offered to swap. Her mother resisted. Take your seat, baby. But honor is a quiet gravity. Amara gave up 1A, tucked her boarding pass behind her phone, and stayed with Zoe in coach. A small choice. A fault line waiting. The flight attendant named Brenda leans in with stainless steel brightness. First class is up front, she says to Amara, already past her. Then she clocks the logo on Amara's phone case, Ethereum Dynamics, and narrows. Is that real? Amara smiles. It's real enough. The accusation arrives featherlight, then hard. Ma'am, you're blocking the aisle. Amara nods, easing aside. Then Brenda reaches, snatches the boarding pass stub as if proof might evaporate, and when it doesn't, when truth refuses to be light, she slaps Amara's hand. The cabin gasps. A child cries. Zoe's voice is a low thunder. You just made a mistake you can't afford. Amara says nothing. She sits. The bruise will bloom later. The moment is already loud enough. Captain Rafi Navarro has flown storms with less voltage. From the cockpit door, he reads a room like a radar scope. Hot spots, cold fronts, the updraft of bias disguised as policy. He steps in. The senior attendant, Evan, gently peels Brenda away. Apologies hover and do not land. The door seals. The checklist resumes. The sky is waiting. The engines spool like promises. The runway draws its long, straight breath. Zoe threads her fingers through Amara's and whispers, You did right. Amara nods, eyes forward, the engineer inside her counting microbeats. N1 rise, pitch angle, lift. Truth is an aircraft. Weight, thrust, drag, and lift. Every lie adds weight. Every kindness adds lift. Cloud light drapes the cabin in soft white. Evan's service smile is penitent, practiced. He brings water, places it like an apology with no language. Amara thanks him anyway. Brenda stalks the aisle searching for trifles to correct. Bag straps, seat backs, tone. She lands on Zoe. Ma'am, I'll need to re-verify your ID. The subtext is sharp. Zoe's glare isn't. It's something older than patience. Child, she says, handing it over. Return that in one piece. Humiliation tries to turn a crowd into an echo. Not today. Row 14, seat C. A nervous man watches everything. His name is Dion Pike. His job is to pretend he does not have one. The text he sends is bare. Target on board. Caro volatile. Continue collection. Somewhere on the ground, a handler checks a box. The plane keeps climbing. Amara opens her laptop. Not to work. She already did the hard work years ago, but to watch a live dashboard she built for herself. Not many people have a patent in their pocket that makes air quieter around wings that climb. Fewer still have a rival trying to steal it mid-flight. A ping glows. Jax Rudd, Skylinks Tech, barely 29, suddenly brave, has messaged through a secure app. They're tunneling into your repository from an onboard terminal. I can see Vance's name in the chain. Navarro sets cruise. The ocean is a silver plate. On his kneeboard sits a maintenance sign-off that smells like a forgery, a compressor fix with dates that do not behave. He thinks of his daughters. He thinks of Brenda's slap like a small earthquake before a larger one. He breathes. Pilots live by procedures and gut. Today, both are talking. Turbulence nibbles the winglets. Overhead, a loose canister rolls, kisses an elbow, tumbles toward a teen. Amara is faster than panic. She snags it, laughs softly with the girl, restows, belts the lesson into place. You're okay. We're okay. Brenda watches, stunned and a little offended that competence came from the wrong row. Evan sees it too. Shame is a mirror. He does not look away. Offer of help. Evan lingers by Amara's aisle. Thank you, he says, voice too quiet for policy. Amara nods. He lowers it more. You've done this before. She shrugs. I've done harder with less time. He tells her that Captain Navarro has concerns, that the plane is fine, that everything is fine. She hears the word fine each time like a rivet that might be cracked. If the captain needs an extra calm voice, I'm here, she says. Not more. Enough. The text that burned Jack's again. Screenshots attached. Keep it flying. FAA won't check midweek. Signed from Vance. Vance, Harold Vance, COO of Skylink's charter, a man with a handshake like a trap. Amara has met him twice and declined him twice. He is not used to no. He has always paid to turn no into yes. He is about to learn there are altitudes where money stops working. Zoe's story. Zoe leans in, voice like linen. Every hospital had a Brenda, she says. They floated from room to room looking for people to be better than. We fix people anyway, Amara smiles. You always did. We, Zoe insists, squeezing her hand. We. Evan's confession. Evan returns with tea and a confession. Not everything. Just enough. Brenda's under pressure, he says. We all are. New auditing. New quotas. None of it feels like safety. He pauses. You kept that kid breathing through a scare. I saw you, he swallows. I should have spoken when she hit you. Amara studies him. You can speak now, she says. When it counts. He nods once, like a promise. The captain and the engineer Navarro calls Evan forward. Then he calls Amara. Protocol frowns. Wisdom smiles. In the galley, the engine hum is a backdrop band. Navarro lowers his voice. You're Dr. Cole. Not a question. Amara answers anyway. He shows her the maintenance page without showing it. She hears what he cannot say out loud. If something hiccups, it will be the compressor. She answers what he cannot ask. If you need the cabin to hold steady, give me 1 minute on the PA and 3 with the crew. He nods. A pact, shoelaced in silence. Agent in the aisle. Dion brushes past. Accidentally, bumping Amara's arm, murmuring, I know who you are. He never stops, never looks back. But she hears the badge hiding in his pocket. He returns to 14C and tells the unseen mic in his cuff, Cole is an asset, not a variable. Brenda doubles down. Some people, when the truth approaches, build taller walls. Brenda builds them in the thin air of 31,000 feet. She demands that Amara stow her laptop, now immediately, because devices interfere. Amara chooses softness that feels like steel. They don't, she says. And this one is helping keep us safe. Evan steps in, calm as a seatbelt light. I've got it, Brenda. Brenda burns quietly. The color of a warning LED. The cabin listens. Amara stands with Evan's nod and speaks to the cabin. Not as savior, not as martyr, but like a neighbor at the fence. You'll feel a few bumps, she says. They are normal. If anything bigger arrives, we will show you how we ride through it together. We breathe, we listen. We move as one. A murmur settles like dust on a shelf. The plane is still a tube of strangers, but now it is also a chorus waiting for a conductor's baton. The first cough. A stutter shivers through the airframe. The left engine coughs, just once, just enough to teach the blood new paths. Heads rise, fingers curl. Brenda freezes. Evan inhales. Navarro's hands are already on the correct switches. Amara's voice is a blanket thrown over sparks. Eyes on me. Breathe in, 2, out, 4. That's it. You're doing beautifully. The cabin obeys. The cabin becomes a single lung. The stall. Then the real thing happens. The compressor stumbles as if tripping on an invisible stair. An oral chime makes everyone honest. The plane does not drop. Drama is rarely so theatrical. But the sensation is a hand on the spine. Masks threaten to spring. They don't. Navarro works, a quiet duet with his first officer. Evan begins the demo with steady gestures. Brenda's panic trembles through her fingers. Amara steps into the aisle without stepping out of her place. We are correcting, she says. We've trained for this. You have too, even if you didn't know it. Leadership under pressure. The teen from earlier is glass-eyed, somewhere inside her own storm. Amara kneels, brings her down to the one place fear can't reach, counting. 1, 2, 3, good. again. Zoe rubs the girl's shoulder like a childhood she didn't have time to finish. Across the cabin, Dion's gaze flicks to Brenda. Brenda is staring at a service tablet no one taught her how to use for courage. She taps menus without purpose, a drowning person grabbing shadows. Cabin steady, cockpit busy. The engine settles like a heart taught a new rhythm. Navarro says nothing on the PA. Professionals rarely talk when their hands are full of saving you. Amara does the talking that can be spared. "You did that," she tells the cabin. "You turned a storm into a song." People don't cheer. They do something rarer. They believe her. The reveal in row 14. Dion slides into the galley and lets the badge flash like a whisper. "Federal Transport Security," he says low. "We're running a separate investigation on Skylinks. Ms. Cole, I believe they're also stealing from you." Amara shows him Jax's screenshots. Names, times, a Slack thread that reeks of expensive arrogance. Dion's jaw works. "When we land, I want your statement, your screenshots, and your patience." Amara's smile is surgical. "You'll have all three." The plan they crafted in 3 sentences like a good recipe. 1. Amara keeps the cabin steady if turbulence returns. 2. Evan keeps Brenda from touching anything she shouldn't. 3. Dion preserves every digital breadcrumb he can, then steps aside for the captain to land the plane he still trusts more than paperwork. The attempted deletion. Pressure makes some people heroic and others inventive. Brenda chooses a third path, sabotage. She flicks through the service tablet, looking for a way to purge CVR backups she only half understands. Amara arrives like weather. "Step away from the device," she says. Not loud, not pleading, just true. Brenda squares her shoulders. "You don't command me." Evan's voice is the quiet verdict. "She does, as far as I'm concerned." For a moment, the cabin is a court. In that moment, Brenda loses. The apology that isn't. Brenda's face cracks at the edges. "I didn't mean," she starts, "but intention is a coin people pay themselves with." "Meaning follows action," Amara answers softly. "You can change the next action." Brenda blinks. The tablet returns to its cradle. The cabin exhales a little peace. Approach. Navarro begins descent with a pilot's prayer that is not to God, but to training. The city grows teeth beneath the clouds. The cabin creaks in the lovely, terrible way aluminum admits it is mortal. Evan uses the interphone the way a tenor uses breath. "We'll be on the ground soon." The words feel like warm coats passed down a row. The last quiet. Amara squeezes Zoe's hand. Zoe squeezes back. Dion checks his cuff mic and gently closes his eyes as if to write an oath on the inside of his eyelids. Brenda stares out at a wingtip she never learned to love. We are all passengers of something bigger than our jobs. Landing. The runway rises like an answer. The wheels kiss it like forgiveness withheld. Reverse thrust blooms. Brakes sing. The engine cough is gone, replaced by the human chorus of relief. Laughs that are almost tears, tears that are almost prayers. Navarro lets the nose settle, and the story begin its final act. Jet bridge justice. The seatbelt sign dings its tired little bell. Law walks on. Dion is not alone. Brenda finds herself between words and a wall. "You're detaining me for a slap?" she demands, still hunting for a smaller crime than the one she committed against herself. "For assault," Dion says evenly, "and for attempting to obstruct evidence related to federal safety and fraud investigations." Her mouth opens and stays that way, surprised that consequences can breathe at sea level. The reveal. Cameras hatch like locusts at the door. Reporters ask the wrong questions because that's what cameras do until truth holds the microphone. Captain Navarro speaks first. "A passenger kept this cabin calm under pressure," he says, "and assisted my crew, who did their duty." He steps aside. AUSA Lee Park takes his place with a portfolio under one arm and destiny under the other. "This is Dr. Amara Cole," she says. "She is a co-founder of Ethereum Dynamics and a co-owner, through a leasing arm, of the aircraft you just flew on. We will be pursuing injunctions against Skylinks for intellectual property theft and safety fraud." A reporter stammers. "She owns the plane?" Zoe, from behind her daughter, says the softest, sharpest line of the day. Hard to see clearly when you look down on people. The boardroom tag.corporate glass reflects whatever stares into it. Today it reflects handcuffs. Harold Vance is led out of a conference room, clutching a story that no longer belongs to him. Evan signs a statement. Brenda signs a plea. Jax gets a job offer with better hours and a soul attached. Captain Navarro writes a report that reads like a thank you note to training and a love letter to restraint, mother and daughter. In the terminal hush, morning commuters. Luggage wheels. Zoe and Amara sit with paper cups cooling into art. You didn't need to shout, Zoe says. You were the loudest in the room anyway. Amara laughs, tired and perfect. I gave you my seat, she says. You gave me my spine. Outside, the aircraft gleams. Ownership isn't about the paper. It's about who carries the weight when there's weather. Epilogue. Flight numbers roll across a departures board like future tense. Somewhere above, a wing carves a path through ordinary air and calls it miraculous. People will talk about the slap and the landing and the reveal, and they'll get details wrong because that's what people do. What matters is simpler. A woman built a quieter climb, and when the day got loud, she led a cabin to silence. The sky doesn't belong to anyone, but for a few hours, it remembered her name. This was the day humiliation met gravity and lost.